Hi guys, what's up? It's Will here, back for another fight card prediction. We're going to be breaking down UFC Shenzhen from Shenzhen in China, which is going to be headlined by Jessica Andrade defending her belt against Weili Zhang. Um, yeah, kind of looking forward to seeing that fight. I think it's a fight card that is pretty low in quality, but the top two fights up top kind of make up for it a little bit, and the fact that it's going to be on at a really good time in the UK is pretty decent for us as well. I don't know how much I'm going to watch because I've got work on the Saturday as well, but yeah, just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who supports me, and like I've been getting an influx of new subs. I'm definitely going to hit 3,000 subs, which I really do appreciate. I asked for a few, like I think it was 100 likes, I think, from my last video, 200 likes, and you smashed out the water, so I cannot thank you enough. So if you can do that again, like, comment, subscribe. I want to know what your picks are. The betting lines have literally got released in the last hour, 2 hours. I don't know how much action I'm going to have in this card because it looks quite a kind of heavy card for favourites and so on. So yeah, but I will have some plays and try and keep my little good run going. I set up an Instagram page, Will Martin YT. If you want to go over there, follow me there. I kind of fight announcements, and obviously I'll put my predictions on there as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of getting into speaking about this card a little bit. And we're going to be starting off. Where are we starting? I'm going to go by what I see on Wikipedia. The fight card hasn't really been put together on there, but what I see, I'm just going to go through announce bounce and then on the card and see what I'm seeing from there. So I'm not going to try and take too much of your time there. So featherweight division, we've got Movsar Evloev against Jianliang. These guys fought before. Evloev absolutely dominated him with his grappling. I don't see any difference in this fight here whatsoever. I think that Evloev, I've spoke about it when I spoke about Arman Saruki, and I think this guy is going to be a ranked fighter one day. I really do. I think that he has got those grappling chops there that are really going to serve him well in the UFC. The Mike Grundy fight, which was supposed to happen, I thought was going to be a really fun fight to kind of sit back and watch. I liked him in that fight against Grundy. I think his wrestling is just on a far superior levels to what Mike Grundy's is. But yeah, I've got Evloev in this one. I think he's going to rinse, repeat takedowns. I think he's going to get a submission, and I think he's going to get it win the first two rounds. So I've got Evloev in that one there. Light heavyweight bout, we've got Da Un Young against Khadis Ibragimov. I've known about Ibragimov for a little bit because combat sambo guy coming out of Russia, been signed to the UFC for a little bit, was ready to really jump in here as soon as he could. A European sambo champion. I think he's a world combat champion. Very reckless and very green on the feet. Has it there, but ultimately once he gets into clinch, he's got really good judo throws. And for a sambo guy, for being a top sambo guy, his top pressure is far superior to. It's just a superior. He's a superior sambo guy with great top pressure and is very heavy. Zhang, in all fairness, I don't think he stands out in many aspects, but I think he's got fairly decent cardio, technical striking. He likes to kind of sit behind a jab, and he'll double that up on occasions. Doesn't really use that many kicks, and he's a little bit athletic. He throws like a jab, and then follows it with kind of like a left cross. That seems to be his kind of go-to kind of strike a little bit. But like I say, he's not super explosive. He hasn't really got that one punch knockout power that's going to really serve him right. I don't think at light heavyweight. Looks solid. Like I said, when I talk about his cardio, I think his last fight, if you go back and watch that one, it kind of didn't look great. But if you look at the previous ones before that, it wasn't all too bad. But he picks his shots fairly well. I just think his takedown defense is held up against lower caliber opposition. This guy's not lower caliber opposition. I think Ibragimov's got a very high ceiling. He's only like 23 years old. So yeah, I've got Ibragimov. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit here is the fact that it's on short notice. But I do know that Ibragimov has been ready to go. He's been waiting for like a short notice fight to jump in and get in here. I just think that he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna come out just kind of go at it in the feet a little bit. Once he gets the opportunity to get a hold of this guy, he's going to take him to the ground with his judo throws, and pretty much I think he could outclass him for 15 minutes, but I think he can get a submission a TKO. I've got him to win this fight there, so I'm going to go Ibragimov via stoppage. I'll go late second round in that one there. This fight, Jesus Christ, Bakirel Denai against Haile Alateng. I was watching these two today, and it's like, give me a couple of darts, I'll throw it a board, I'll put the pictures there and see which one it lands on. Both guys pretty low level. Bakirel comes out of Mongolia, took a kind of little bit of a time off, came back. Like I say, very low level. Kind of something you really expect to be on this kind of China card. All in all, so yeah, when you look at Haile, when you look at Bakirel, he's got a better looking record than what Haile has. I think he lost a lot of fights very early on in his career. He started to kind of establish himself a little bit. I think he lost 2 fights ago, I want to say is, but that doesn't really seem to matter with the UFC when they bring these guys into the Chinese market. They did that with Mudaerji, who lost his previous fight and then came into the UFC. So yeah. Honestly, guys, when I sat back and watched this, I didn't really get good reads off either. I'm going to take, I'll take the guy in China. I think that Denai has fought probably a little bit better caliber opposition, but that's not really saying much. I'll go Haile Alateng to win in his home country, but like I say, no real confidence in that one whatsoever. Yanan Wu's up next against Mizuki Inoue. If you know who, you should. If you're an avid follower of kind of combat sports, you watch Invicta, you'll know who Mizuki is. She's a really talented fighter, good record, tough girl, a lot of experience, and against good caliber opposition as well. I think her record's like 11-2, 11-3, and like I say, she's fought some decent names, and her skill set, not great on the feet, but she'll swing, she'll trade. But when she hits the mat, that's when she is very dangerous with her jiu-jitsu. I think most of her wins come by jiu-jitsu. Sits behind the jab okay, throws out the check right hook kind of all the time, but and she can vary up her speed selection as well. But she's not a big hitter. She's going to be the smaller girl here. She's coming up from 115 to 125, so Yanan Wu's going to have the size on her. But she excels on the mat. That's where she's very good with her chain wrestling. For the women's side, and when she clinches up here, she's going to use her striking to really engage into the clinch here, get that clinch, get the fight to the ground, which I think she will do. Yanan Wu, to me, she looks like she get taken down very easily. And I've seen her being taken down easily. Like I said, she cuts angles well and she gets really good takedowns. But she's been able to go up off her back as well. Virna Jandiroba got her down. She managed to get back off her back. So that's something there. I don't think Yanan Wu is going to be the type of person like, I'm going to initiate the takedown and put her on her back. I don't see it. Wu got dominated pretty convincingly by Gina Mazzani. She got that win over Lauren Mueller, which was decent, I suppose. I think she's got the advantage on the feet. Not saying much. I think they're going to trade. I think that Mizuki's going to get in there, tie her up, get a takedown. I actually think she's going to submit this girl. So, yeah, I've got Mizuki Inoue to win via submission at some part of this fight. I just think that, we're still a little bit green. And when you look at Mizuki, who she's faced a lot of tough girls in the UFC. I think this is a good spot for her to come in short notice here. So I've got Mizuki for the win there. Going on to what it's saying on Wikipedia here are the fights here. So we've got Anthony Hernandez against Jun Park. Looked into Park a few days ago. The Glenn Sparv fight, I was kind of laughing at the end of that first round because he rocks that guy really badly. I think he lacks in his takedown defense. But his striking, he sits there, he plants his feet, very powerful. He can land a lot of combination shots as well. I'm not too sure about his takedown defense, if I'm saying, when I look at it. But I think he could give someone like Hernandez a fight here. I think that Hernandez had a lot of hype on before he went to the UFC, went in the Dana White show. We've got Maluko Perez. I think I bet him as a pretty decent sized dog in that fight, and I was fairly comfortable. And he got him out of there. He's still a green fighter. So, yeah, Jung Park. I'm not sure what it is with this guy. I think that he's got a very good chance to win this fight, but something's pushing me towards Hernandez. But not super confident. Like, unless you've got a really superior read on this, I would not really bet it. There's a lot of fights in this I really wouldn't bet, actually, with the way the odds are, but we've got a couple of days for things to change. So I think I'm going to take Anthony Hernandez to win a hard-fought 15-minute decision, but this could be close. I'm a little bit wary of Park in this one, because if they start engaging on the feet, Hernandez might sit there and kind of trade with him a little bit, and he could maybe give Park the opportunity to come into this fight here. So I'm going to pick Anthony Hernandez via a very, very close decision. Mudaerji is up next against Andre Sukumtath. Fuck, I mean, I hate picking Andre Sukumtath, but I think I have to pick him in this spot here. Mudaerji, I thought he was okay in his UFC debut. Nothing spectacular, but gave a good account of himself. Still like a really, really young guy. When I say he gave a good account of himself, he got submitted, so really it wasn't a good account of himself. But he showed that he's predominantly a striker, showed that he kind of lacks takedown defense. Sukumtath, I don't think is going to want to take this fight to the ground. I think he fights really, really bad with his fight IQ. I don't think he's got a great fight IQ at all. But we have seen him get takedowns in the past. You've seen him the Martinez fight. I think the last fight against Montel, he got a takedown in there. He got O'Malley, that fucking takedown in the third round when his ankles buckled. I mean, the guy lacks really bad fight IQ. But he's got some pop in his feet. We saw that in the Luke Sanders fight where he catch someone with a massive hook in that second round and put him straight out. So I think predominantly this is going to be a striking affair, and I think the more powerful shots will come from Sukumtath. And I think he can maybe mix in some takedowns in there, but like I say, no way am I confident in picking Andre Sukumtath. Mudaerji could be a different guy here, more experience. He might be one of these kids that makes big jumps in skill from fight to fight. Could happen. But the pick's going to be Andre Sukumtath, even though, yeah, not super duper confident in that one. And then here's another one where I was talking about throwing darts earlier on. Karoline Rosa Cavedo against Lara Procopio. I'm going to go Procopio. Watched a couple of fights and I was just like, you girls really aren't all that great. I think Cavedo's got the more experience of the two. Procopio, I think, has got more of this wins, like more stoppages in there, if I remember off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, low caliber fight. A little bit surprised that the UFC kind of signed a couple of these girls. Do they really need them? I don't think they do. But they are throwing it in a car just out the road in China. So who the hell knows? I think that Lara's got more of a ground game. I think that's where she's going to want to take this fight down. I think she's going to tie up Cavedo a little bit. I could be. I never really looked into this one all that much. I think it was like 2 fights of each. And I think that was kind of more than enough, if I'm being honest with you. Kind of throwing a dart here. I'm going to go Procopio, and like I say, not overly looked into it and never got the best of reads on it, to be honest with you. So yeah, flyweight division, Kai Kara France against Mark De La Rosa. Initially when he came into the UFC, I was pretty confident that Kai Kara France was going to establish himself, be a decent fighter in this division, and I still think he's got all the chance of doing that. I think he could maybe get better from fight to fight, but there is definitely some glaring things that jump out to me regarding gas tank issues. It's something that he's had before. I think that Batgirl Derrick, who I was speaking about earlier on, I actually watched that fight between them two, which was kind of interesting. Denai actually won that fight via a decision. So Kai Kara France coming off a good win over Paiva. Like I said, I thought that was very, very close fight. Got a couple of well-timed takedowns. The guy's predominantly a striker, so he's going to use and try and keep the fight on the feet. With De La Rosa, I think his big opportunity to win this fight is getting the fight to the ground. I think his submission game is far better than what Kai Kara France is. I think he's got to really time his entries very well. If he gets those entries, I think he could give Kai Kara France a lot of trouble. I'm seeing a lot of people writing off Mark De La Rosa in this spot, and I'm not. I think this is going to be a close fight. Not unless, if this fight predominantly obviously stays on the feet, you have to really tilt the cap towards kind of Kai Kara France. De La Rosa's coming down from 135, faced Alex Perez. That was a rough fight. He's a big guy. Was never really going to get takedowns on him, or consistent takedowns, and stay in positions where he could get a submission. This opportunity, he's got to try and do enough on the feet to maybe try and initiate a clinch and try and get some well-timed takedowns off kicks or so on. Like I say, I'm kind of fading back a little bit in Kai Kara France. I think there's some things that jump out to me that I'm not too sure about. but he could be one of those people that completely turns around, and he will get better from now on. But it's just something I'm not 100% sure about. So I'm actually going to take a shot on Mark De La Rosa to get this fight to the ground, and kind of win this fight via maybe a submission. I'll maybe see maybe a submission or a very kind of close decision. If he can get takedowns, I've seen in the past that Kai Kara-France can be, you can be in positions where you can keep him there, put him on his back, and he's not really great at getting off his back either. So I'm going to go, I'll take a shot at Mark De La Rosa in this spot and see if he can pull through. Damir Ismagulov against Thiago Moises. I was trying to find ways how I thought Thiago Moises had an opportunity to win this fight, and I was like, I think he's a good fighter, Moises. I think that was a big win last time out when he came out and beat Kurt Holloway, where I thought Holloway was maybe his power, they would exchange and he'd maybe catch him in there, but ultimately it didn't really happen, and Moises came out there with the win, and he kind of mixed it up really well, outstruck him, got him to the ground, passed positions fairly convincingly, if I remember right, and just was the better fighter on road to a kind of 3-round unanimous decision. But when what I really like about Ismagulov is like kind of like Kunchenko a little bit, where they fight at one speed, they don't kind of go outside the realms of like, I have to push for this fight. He will happily sit back, and if he's the better guy on the feet, he will show you he's the better guy on the feet. Like the Alvarez fight, if he went to the ground with Alvarez, he could have obviously get caught in there. So he's not going to go to the strength of other guys there. When you look at Alex Gorges, he just took him down with ease over the 15 minutes. So the guy doesn't push himself, but he does more than enough to win. Has to be careful if this goes to the ground with Moises. He's got some really good submission skills, but I see. I think this line was the one that jumped out at me a lot. I thought that line's too high. It was like -400. I'm like, shit, that's a high line. So maybe taking a shot on Moises at big odds, dog odds, wasn't a bad play. Ultimately, I see Damir just winning rounds, being the better guy in the feet, being the kind of more crisper counter striker, catching Moises when he's coming in, maybe clinching him up a little bit, maybe getting a takedown, but like I say, he has to be super careful. Moises will jump on a neck, he will jump on an arm if he gets the opportunity to do so, but I've got Damir to win this fight via a unanimous decision, probably a lackluster one at that. Kenan against Derrick Krantz. I think this is Derrick Krantz's first fight outside America, which is quite interesting. Going all the way over to China, that's a rough part to kind of go there, and it's a kind of rough spot the way China is at the minute, with all the political stuff going on between China and Hong Kong and all that jazz. So hopefully it doesn't really play out through fight week and everybody's kind of kept safe and doesn't get involved in anything. But I think Krantz is live in this one. I do. I think that he's a kind of tough, rugged, in-your-face guy. I think he does fade, but he brings the fight to you. I think that he will get caught with counters off Kenan at points of this fight. And like I say, I think if the rounds are close, they're going to give it to the hometown guy. So Derrick Krantz, if he's going to win this fight, he has to come out and really kind of put the nails in the coffins in the rounds to win those fights. But he's a guy who either gets taken out or he takes you out. He's been around for a long time, fought a lot of guys back in the day. But he got busted up pretty badly by Alex Morona last time. But he's more, like I said, like a counter striker. Did get taken down by Hector Aldana, which is never a good thing. But again, caught him with a nice counter punch, knocked him out. It's the same with Bobby Nash. He could catch Derrick Krantz here. Like I say, I think Krantz is live in a kind of way, but I've got Kenan winning this one. It might be another one of these lackluster fights, or he might catch Derrick Krantz actually coming in with a shot. I've got him catching Derrick Krantz with a shot and taking him out. If not, I think he wins the decision, even though I feel pretty kind of shitty saying that. I wouldn't mind seeing Krantz actually just get a win in the UFC. Now into the two big fights. Elizeu Zaleski Dos Santos against the Leech, Jianliang. Great fight. Lee's never really in a boring fight. He is blood and guts, especially when he fights at home. He's in your face. He's just a rough and tough guy who really likes to bring the fight to people. And he's got himself. Is this maybe Li Jingliang's biggest fight? Probably is. Yeah, I would probably say it is. But then again, he did lose to Jake Matthews not long ago. And you look at his wins, although like I say, the wins in the UFC and so on. But David Zawada, Dalciabe, Zach Otto, Frank Camacho, Zaleski's a demon. He's so dangerous on the feet. We've seen that he's so dangerous on the ground. He's just got an overall really, really good game. But if these guys start brawling, then Li Jingliang's got an opportunity to win this fight, without a shadow of a doubt. Because, like I say, he has power. He can take a good shot, and he can deliver a very, very good shot. But I just see Elizeu at the minute just being too polished in too many areas to really let this fight go into like the kind of brawling state where he's kind of playing into the game plan of maybe what Li Jingliang will have. We've seen against Millender. Millender's got no ground game. Took him down, submitted him easy. Vendramini took a few shots in that one, which were a little bit iffy with, and he's beat good fighters. I mean, Max Griffin, I think, is decent. Sean Strickland's decent. Millender to an extent is decent if it's a stand-up fight, but as long as he doesn't engage in the brawl here, I see Elizeu maybe be able to mix it up a little bit, maybe get a takedown. I think kind of catch some cleaner shots on the feet. I think he's got a bit more variety with his strikes, where Lee does kind of throw some nice kicks and so on, but I think with that kind of capoeira style, he's really, really dangerous. Like I say, big power, good submission skills. I think he's just the more polished mixed martial arts guy. If this fight's close, that's where it would get a little bit iffy for me personally. But I've got Elizeu Zaleski Dos Santos. I think he's going to win a hard fought fight over 15 minutes in this one, and win the kind of early kind of rounds. But he'll have to be careful for the 15 minutes against Li Jingliang. But if this fight was to get to the ground, I think he would have a big advantage there as well. So I'm going to go Elizeu for the win there. And in the main event, we've got Jessica Andrade defending a UFC championship, strawweight championship against Weili Zhang. I was surprised when this fight got put together. I really, really was. I thought that I just thought it was a little bit quick for Weili Zhang after a win over, I think it was Tisha Torres, wasn't it? She beat last time out, and Tisha, as you've seen, I think she's definitely started to decline, so she got Weili Zhang, they pushed her in there, they got a good win against a name girl, got a couple of takedowns, looked strong, looked aggressive, but I think she's reckless where she could catch a shot off Jessica Andrade. You look at the calibre of opposition, first of all, let's just talk about that. She's like a 19-1 record. She's beat a lot of girls coming through that streak that aren't really all that great. Not bad, but not great either. When you look at Andrade, she fought massive girls at 135. She's fought the who's who at 115 already. Champions, former champions, top 5 girls. You can maybe put Tisha Torres in that if you're talking about Weili Zhang, because Torres was always floating around that top 5. But she's never ever going to get close to touching a UFC championship, where Andrade's been in there with Namajunas, she's been in there with Joanna, Carolina, who fought for a strap. So, yeah, but like I say, Jessica Andrade was getting her ass beat against Rose Namajunas in that fight last time out. Managed to slam her on her head. Rose never let go of the hold. She was asking for trouble, but she was getting beat up at distance from Rose Namajunas. It was really pretty bad, the beating she was taking in that one. But the girl never gives up. She's got a chin, she comes forward, she wing shot. We've obviously seen she's got knockout power. Weili Zhang, I think she's got that to an extent. She is a girl who will kind of exchange, will throw a lot of spinning techniques. But it's just weird that Jessica's going into China here to defend a championship. I think the UFC are maybe wanting Weili Zhang to maybe come in here and get the W. It'd be huge if the UFC got a Chinese UFC champion. Absolutely massive. But for me, I just think it's a little bit too early for Weili Zhang. I really do. I think that Jessica Andrade I think these two girls are going to meet in the middle, and I think she's going to catch Weili Zhang with a couple of shots. You watch that Danielle Taylor fight, when she sits in there too long, she gets hit with some power shots, and she wobbles a little bit. And I don't think she's fought anybody with the power that Jessica Andrade has got. And she's a Terminator as well. She can go hard for 25 minutes, keep coming, slam you, look for takedowns. I think she has to be careful on the ground, because I think Weili Zhang is very, very strong. And she's got submission skills to kind of watch out for. But ultimately, I've seen a lot of people on Weili Zhang, and I can see why. I can honestly see why you're going with her here. Fighting in China, she's going to be raising her game. It's a massive opportunity for her. I'm just thinking that Jessica Andrade is going to be a little bit too savvy for her, too strong. I think she'll tie her up. She'll get takedowns. I actually think she's going to hurt her when they start training. I think she's going to hurt her with a shot and could potentially knock her out. Ultimately, I have it going 25 minutes. Big learning experience for Weili Zhang. She'll be back. But I have Jessica Andrade winning that fight there. So that's my picks for UFC Shenzhen. I'm really looking forward to UFC 242. I've already been watching fights for that. I actually have one bet for that already. If you follow me on Bet MMA Tips, you'll already see what that is. I'm not going to mention it in here because I'm already giving away picks for that next event. But yeah, until next week, I'm probably going to get that out probably late Saturday night, early Sunday morning for you. Khabib versus Poirier, really good card, good fights from Abu Dhabi. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. If we can get over that 100 likes again, I get close to 200, that'd be awesome. And let's get me to 3,000, and we're close. We're only like 40 away. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and help me hit my goal of 3,000 if you can. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. I see the guys in the chat there, or I see that I've got a few people in here watching. Appreciate you. Until next week, all the best and enjoy UFC China.